one of the reasons FHA in California wasn't very popular is that the loan limits were $270,000. They were lower limits based on the county, and a lot of times it didn't support the property values that we have here in California. Well, in 2008, all these things were revised upwards. Right now, 417 is still the magic number for a standard FHA loan. A high balanced or jumbo, as they often call it, FHA loan, will go up to 729, 750 in San Francisco, Marin, Los Angeles, Orange County, and it goes to in these higher cost counties. So there's a huge table of these 35 some counties around the country, and a number of counties with higher loan limits. It follows the Fannie Freddie loan limits, so you can essentially buy a $700,000 property with 3.5% down, which is a huge benefit. All right, so what's the bad news about loan limits? Unless something changes, and this may require a congressional action, the loan limits are going to adjust to the 2009 levels, which means those high balance limits are going to drop down to where they were for the early part of 2009. So in 2008, they're based on a multiple of the median sale price. And it's basically going to ratchet back to where it was in early 2009. So your 729 becomes 625, or 662 here in Sonoma County becomes 5 and change, 560, I think. So end of September of this year, unless something happens. So I don't anticipate the 417 going away, but stay tuned. It's a good thing to keep abreast of. But I do think 417 will be fine on that. So realtor benefits, and we'll kind of talk about this. It's obvious. I mean, more buyers, more potential buyers than what you have if someone has to have a 20% down payment. If a listing is known to be FHA financeable, it's going to have more traffic at open houses. So all of these internet listings and web pages and so forth, ads in the newspaper, whatever it is to drive open house traffic within MLS rules as far as what you can put in your listings. If it's FHA approved condo, for instance, or if it's an FHA financeable or 203K fixer, advertise it that way, and you're going to see more traffic at these open houses and more traffic from the listing. And I do think that it helps maintain the list price in tougher markets where there isn't multiple offers coming in at certain price points. So it is a real benefit to certain markets where, especially as you get up over 275, 300 in many markets, where the number of offers to the price points, especially short sales or their real sales, I think you can maintain a better price by accepting an FHA offer as a listing agent. So that this preconceived notion that somehow an FHA loan is less likely to close as a result, we've got to get away from. So reduce cash down payment to the buyer, leaving them with more money when they're done, or allowing them to buy with the down payment assistance program, huge benefit. So, and we already talked about this, but fixed rates, I mean, when you look at the Alt-A products that really got popular from 2002 through 2007, subprime Alt-A programs often put people into ARMs and adjustable programs that really just weren't good for the borrower. And FHA loans have no prepayment penalties. They're fixed rates. They've got the streamlined refinance. And if the borrower gets in trouble, they can call the home ownership center, and there's 4 of them around the country, 5 of them around the country, or 4 of them? Losing my mind here. They, let me answer that question here, because you guys will want to know that. Let me see if I can share this window. Share. 1, 2, 3, 4. I was right. Santa Ana, Denver, Philadelphia, and Atlanta are where the HOCs are, which is the home ownership centers, which are the hub, if you will, for FHA lending across the country. And basically, if they get in trouble, they can call, and FHA loans are a lot easier to work out. and people in FHA loans are able to get payment relief or modifications or deferring payments to the back of the loan and so forth. So it's really beneficial. It's geared towards first-time home buyers. So important for your buyers to, when they go to get pre-approved, that, and this has to do with the change that occurred late part of last year, and basically HUD got tired of approving brokers. So they used to give brokers what they call a mini eagle. So brokers would get approved by HUD. HUD would, visit them, do all the audit to get them approved to do an FHA loan. They're no longer doing that. They just said, no way, we're not going to do it. It's too much work. We're going to put all the onus to provide good loans to us. We're going to put that on the sponsoring lender or the wholesale company they broker the loan to. So if you go to a broker, they may or may not have any training about how to do an FHA loan. Or if they do, they may not know how to properly price them or properly pre-underwrite them. So I really caution buyers, because of this change, to look for, if they previously had their mini eagle and they've been doing these things for years, then it might be okay. But it's best to get pre-approvals through a direct lender that's got this full direct endorsement lender. In other words, they make loans and insure them directly, and FHA just, insures the loans when they're submitted. So, any local office where a loan officer, myself or anyone, you can look them up on HUD.gov in the lender located. If not in there, then they're not approved to do FHA loans. So one of the challenges with FHA is that HUD doesn't allow realtors or agents or people that are DRE licensed that also do loans to do FHA loans. So if you're dealing with something where the agent is also doing loans, they can do conventional loans. There's no rules against that. But they're not able to broker an FHA loan as a DRE licensed broker because HUD just doesn't permit it. You can't work for two companies. So anyway, just make sure that the pre-approval is as solid as possible. So we're done at 5 minutes early. Any questions? Jump in there. FHAOutreach.gov is a great place to link to. It'll take you to the FHA fact, where a lot of the things that we talk about in this presentation. We're not trying to make everyone a loan officer. We're not trying to make you understand everything about an FHA loan. We're just trying to give you some highlights of what it's all about. We are recording today's presentation, and it takes about a half a day or a day to download that and strip the front and back off of it and repost it so that you don't need the WebEx player to read it. Alternatively, we've been just sending out a PDF copy of these slides. So if you like these, you want to share them, want to review them, share them with a client, a buyer, or share them with another agent, feel free to. So I'm not seeing any questions pop in the chat log at this stage in the game that we haven't already addressed. So I'm going to leave it at that. Any questions directly, I can be reached at Lauren_Winsler at Frost North Bay. Check out our Facebook page. We just launched it, so it's in its virgin state. There's only about 25 fans or so, and we're just working on getting that up and promoting the webinars via that avenue. That's why we're doing it. And same thing with the Twitter feed, where we promote these webinars as well as via the email. So we've got the next couple weeks, we're going to schedule the next handful of webinars. So if you're not on the email list, shoot me an email or click through on webinars.frostnorthbay where it says email, first and last, and email, or just in the survey at the completion of this, make sure you check yes to be contacted about future webinars. One way or the other, your email will get added to that list, and you'll receive these automatic newsletters about webinars when they're scheduled. So thanks for your attention. If there's no other questions, we're going to wrap up, and appreciate your time today, and have a great rest of the week. Thanks very much. Bye-bye.